Jaya Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Girivardhara Hari Jaya Girivardhara. Thank you, brother. Jayam Vishnuvad Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Varya Stota Dasata Sri Srimad. His divine grace, his son Samstapavacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnuvad Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Varya Stota Dasata Sri Srimad. His divine grace Singha Guru Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Shri Krishna Balaram Ju Ki. Shri Jagannath Shri Baladev Srimati Subhadra Mai Sudarshan Ju Ki. Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki. Shri Radha Gopinath Ju Ki. Shri Radha Gopal Ju Ki. Sankirtan Yagya Ki. Brihat Mridanga Book Distribution Ki. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Va Samaveda Bhaktavinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Narayanam namaskrityam naramschaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayat vede ramayaneschaiva Purane Bharate Tata Adavande Chamadye Chahari Sarvatra Giyate Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam. Paramananda He Madhava Padunga Luchi Makaranda Se Makaranda Panakori Anande bolo Hari Hari, Harinka name vanda vela, Parikori be chakadola, se chakadolanka paraye, Manamo Rahu Nirantare, Manamo Nirantare Rahu, Ha Krishna Boli Jiva Jao, Ha Krishna Boli Jao Jiva, Mote Dada Radha Dava, Mote Dada Radha Dava, Mote Dada Radha Dava. Dharma projita kaita vota paramonya matsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatta vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamune krite kimva parayishvara sadyo hridyavarudyate chakatibishu shushu vistakshanat nigamako pataro galitam phalam Shukamukadamita dravasam yutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuroho rasika bhuvi bavuka Anarto pasamam sakshat bhakti yogam madhoksaje Lokasya janato vidvam chakre satvata samhitam Yasham vaishiyamanayam Krishne paramapurushe Bhaktirudpadyate pumsa shokamoha bhayapaha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranamamalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsamekam Gyanam Pradam Giyate Tatra Gyana Vairagya Bhakti Sahitam Naiskarmyam Aviskritam Tachchinvan Supaten Vicharana Pado Bhaktya Vimuchan Naraha Arto Yam Brahma Sutranam Bharatarta Vinirnaya Gayatri Bhashuruposo Vedartha Paribrimitaha Sarva Vedete Hasanam Sadam Sadam Samudritam Sarva Vedanta Sadam Hi Srimad Bhagavatam Ishyate Tadrasamrita Triptasya Namratra Swadvati Kvachit Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup Shri Bhagavata Tate Veda Shashoite Parama Mahata Chari Veda Upanishade Jata Kichu Hoya Tara Arta Lana Vyasa Korila Sanshaya Jesu Jeru Vishaya Vachana Bhagavate Seru Shokani Vandana Shivera Nistara Lagi Sucha Koilo Vyasa Mayavadi Vashushunile Voya Sarvanasha Jaho Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavirastane Ekanta Shrayakara Chaitanya Charane Bhagavata Jainamane Sejavana Sama Tara Shasta Ache Janme Janme Prabhu Jama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 85, text number 47 to 49. I'll talk into the mic in just a second. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asanmariche Satputra Asanmariche Satputra Urnayam Pratamintare Urnayam Pratamintare Devakam Jahusur Vikshya Devakam Jahusur Vikshya Sutam Yabitum Udyatam Sutam Yabitum Udyatam. Others? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asanmaricha Satputra Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asanmariche Satputra Urnayam Pratamintare Devakam Jahasur Diksha Sutam Yabitam. Any Matajis? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asanmarichi Satputra Unayam Pratamintare Devakam Jahasur Viksha Sutam Yabitam Udyatam. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asanmarichi Satputra Unayam Pratamintare Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Supreme Lord said, Asan, there were Mariche of Marichi, Shat, 6, Putraha, sons, Urnayam, born of Urna, his wife, Pratame, in the first, Antare, rule of Manu, Devaha, demigods, come at Lord Brahma, Jahasu, they laughed, Viksha, seeing, Sutam, with his daughter Sarasvati, Yabitum, to copulate, Ujatam, prepared. Translation, the Supreme Lord said, during the age of the first Manu, the sage Marichi had 6 sons by his wife, Urna. They were all exalted demigods. But once they laughed at Lord Brahma when they saw him preparing to have sex with his own daughter. There's no purport to this verse, so I'm going to go to the next 2 verses, which I'll recite by myself. Tena surim aganyonim aduna vadya karmana hiranyakashipur jata nitaste yoga mayaya devakya udare jata rajan kansa vihingsitaha satan sochatmajan swamstha imedyasate nitike. Because of that improper act, they immediately entered a demoniac form of life, and thus they took birth as sons of Hiranyakashipu. The goddess Yogamaya then took them away from Hiranyakashipu, and they were born again from Devaki's womb. After this, O king, Kamsa murdered them. Devaki still laments for them, thinking of them as her sons. These same sons of Marichi are now living here with you. And reading from the Bhaktivedanta purport, Acharya Sridhar Swami and Vishwanath Chakravarti explained that after taking Marichi's 6 sons from Hiranyakashipu, Lord Krishna's Yogamaya first made them pass through one more life as children of another great demon, Kalanimi, and then she finally transferred them to the womb of Devaki. Gora Graganya Gana Gotra Goloruharam Goranga Gudatama Gopyada Kolpa Briksham Gopala Gada Ratidam Yati Singha Gora Govinda Deshi Kavaram Satatam Namami. So I have to beg apology from everyone in this very illustrious assembly, especially my Guru Jana, who I've learned so much from, Bhakta Rupa Prabhu, and also from Prataparudya Prabhu and Upananda Prabhu, and all my senior godbrothers who are here. Please forgive me, I'm not mentioning everyone. And God's sisters also. We, just like a small child, if you have an Odissi dancer who's a Sangeet guru, he's very expert in dance and music and things, and he has a little child who is 6 months old, and the child can't walk yet, but he's trying to imitate his father and doing mudras and moving like this and that. It has no meaning. And Shankar Pandit Prabhu, please forgive me, Prabhu. It has no meaning, his trying to dance. But if it brings a smile to the face of his father, then it's perfect. So if we can somehow please our Guru Maharaj by repeating something we've heard from him, then we'll be very happy. So this is mostly an historical account. Guru Maharaj many times spoke about the 6 sons of Devaki and how they were cursed and how they came before Balaram, and then Balaram prepared the womb for Krishna. I'm not going to speak about those things. I'm going to take a little different course and speak about these verses in a more philosophical kind of way. I remember attending one class. I was sitting right there with Guru Maharaj, and he was speaking something about Lord Brahma. And after the class, I was carrying Guru Maharaj's notebooks. And Guru Maharaj had his hand on my arm. And we're walking down the steps in front of the temple. And I had a question for Guru Maharaj. But there were so many devotees around us, and I'm carrying the books. I've got Guru Maharaj on my arm. I can't look at Guru Maharaj or I'll fall on top of someone. So I'm not looking at him, I'm looking ahead. And I said, Guru Maharaj, how do we understand that Lord Brahma is the founder of our sampradaya, but he had some desire to have relations with his own daughter? That was my question. Guru Maharaj was quiet. And then all of a sudden, because I'm looking ahead, not to step on anyone, I saw out of the corner of my eye a hand coming. And Guru Maharaj slapped me in the face very hard. And he gave me a very important and very beautiful instruction. He didn't really answer my question. He said, don't find fault. And this is what I'd like to speak about today. It's interesting, if you look in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 12th chapter, there's a description about Lord Brahma having this desire for union with his own daughter. And it says there a very different kind of description. It says that his son Marichi approached him and asked in a very polite way, my dear father, how do we understand this? And Srila Prabhupada and our Acharya's comment, there was no fault with Marichi inquiring in that submissive and respectful way. But then the sons of Marichi, the 6 sons, they laughed at Lord Brahma. So this subject matter is a topic Srila Prabhupada would sometimes say there's 2 things that come from a father. There's putra and mutra. There's a son and there's urine. So these 6 sons of Marichi, although they're the grandsons of Lord Brahma, they were not behaving like proper sons. It's not enough just to take initiation. It's not enough just to be famous as the son of Mahatma Gandhi, right? Famous person. But what is the value if you're just a drunkard, addicted to drugs and women, you become a Muslim? What's the benefit? What's the glory in saying, I'm the son of the Mahatma? Here in Bhubaneswar, I started some service, which by Guru Maharaj's blessing somehow we're still continuing. And that is making this Krishna Katamrita and Krishna Katamrita Bindu magazines. And before I started that, I went to speak with Guru Maharaj in his hut. And I said, so Guru Maharaj, I'm going to transcribe and edit what you've spoken. Can you please give me some instructions? And he told me some very interesting things. First of all, he told me, he said that when he was translating Srila Prabhupada's books, he said, sometimes I found some mistakes. And so I would go to the commentaries of the previous acharyas and check them. And he said later, when Srila Prabhupada came to Bhubaneswar, I asked him, what should I do when I find mistakes? And Prabhupada asked him, he said, what do you do? And Guru Maharaj said, well, I go to the commentaries of the previous acharyas and I correct them accordingly. And Srila Prabhupada said, very good. So Guru Maharaj told me, he said that you're the editor. So one of the synonyms of Sishya is Chatri. Chatri means an umbrella, but it also means Sishya, disciple. And the function, he told me, of the disciple is to protect the Guru. In one lecture, Guru Maharaj once said, and Nam is feeling separation from Nami. We couldn't understand what he meant. So we went to the hut with Guru Maharaj, what does this mean? And Guru Maharaj looked at it, he said, I said that? And Guru Maharaj said, you cut that out. Yes, Guru Maharaj. Sometimes, even an exalted soul may say something which apparently may not be correct. Sometimes even Srila Prabhupada, he might quote a verse and say, Sarvadharmam Paritiga. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it says, but he's quoting a Bhagavad Gita verse. It may happen. How do we deal with that? This is a very big issue today in our society. And some devotees, they have the idea that I should be very intelligent and I should give the inner reason why Srila Prabhupada said this controversial thing or that controversial thing. Our Guru Maharaj spoke strongly that the jiva does not fall from the spiritual world. He had me compile a 200-page manuscript, which was later lost on the computer, if you want a copy. The hard drive crashed. Of quotes from Srila Prabhupada and our previous acharyas that established that the jiva doesn't fall. But on one occasion I went to him and I showed him some purport where Srila Prabhupada said something which seems very much like that we fall. And Guru Maharaj looked at that and he didn't say anything. And his silence was a great lesson for me. He could have said so many things. He could have said, well, the reason why Srila Prabhupada said this, but he didn't. And by his silence, he was teaching me, I'm not more intelligent than my Guru. And my Guru Maharaj may say something sometimes which I can't understand. He may behave in a way that I can't understand, but I should be very, very careful how I deal with that. So the disciple, what is a disciple? There's a saying, probably many of you know in Odia, Konafunka Guru. That Gurudev is not just someone who funka spits in the ear of the disciple, but as Guru Maharaj many times told us, he's Ashraya Datta. He's the giver of shelter. He's the giver of Krishna. So what then is a disciple? It's described that Guru Mili Lake, Sishya Mili Ek. It's not hard to find a bona fide Guru. Many times devotees say, it's very, very hard to find a bona fide. No problem. The spiritual world is full of them. They far, far outnumber us. What's difficult, Sishya Mili Ek, is to find even one bona fide disciple. And Guru Maharaj assured us many times, Srila Prabhupada said, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, our acharyas have said, that if you're crying in the heart, then definitely Krishna, seeing the quality of your crying, you're calling out to him, he'll send you Guru. So the lack is not with the bona fide gurus, the lacking is with me. And if I'm qualified, if I'm crying out, then everything will come. So then what is the qualification of a disciple? In the Svetasvatara Upanishad, it's described, Yasya Devi Parar Bhakta Yata Devi Tata Guru Tashaite Katita Hyarta Prakashanti Mahatmanaha. A disciple is someone who has faith in Gurudev. You may have the best Guru. Srila Prabhupada is such an exalted personality. You may have a good disciple, a very nice devotee, but that's not enough. A third element is required. If you're going to make a building, you need some good cement, you need some good sand, but even you have the best cement, the best, purest sand, still it won't work unless you have one other element, which seems to be a common element. We don't pay so much attention to it, but that element is water. And that water we can compare to the faith of the disciple. You may be a Sanskrit pundit. You may be pure, only drinking milk from birth. Naishtika brahmachari. Your guru may be a Mahatma, great soul. But if you don't have faith, it has no meaning. And so we often tell devotees this thing, that I can't see who your guru is or who your guru isn't. I don't preach this person or that person. We preach what our Guru Maharaj said, that you should have faith in Krishna, take shelter of Krishna, cry to Krishna, and Krishna will reveal to you in the heart. And if you have some duplicity in your heart, your motivation is not pure, he may give you some other kind of person. and make you cry. And this is also a good thing. So then you want something more. So the onus is on ourselves. And we should have firm faith in Guru. In the Satvata Tantra, there's a series of beautiful verses in the 4th chapter. Sarva Bhakti Vidikara Swaguru Vyaganadaraha Dvisena Narakam Yati Kurvan Bhakti Apidvija. Someone who Sarva Bhakti Vidikara, who acts contrary according to all the rules of bhakti, Swaguru Vag Anarada. They disrespect the Vak, the Guru Vak, the instructions, the words of their Guru Dev. Dveshena Narakam Yati. That person goes to hell. Kurvan Bhakti Apidvija, in spite of the fact that they're doing bhakti. Oh, Prabhu, no problem. I'm going to Mangal Artik. I'm chanting 16 rounds. I do Tulsi Puja every day. So what if I say some harsh things about my Guru? I don't care if your Guru Dev is a fall-down Guru. If he's someone who has problems. My parents, I'm from America, they were not vegetarian, but I'm not going to criticize my parents. They're my parents. They gave birth to me. And if someone came to help me, gave me mantra, gave me instructions, maybe they have problems later on. But I should always respect that. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, Srila Sanatana Goswami describes a verse which is very difficult to understand. This verse describes, what is it, Kon? Huh? Avidyo, thank you. She could tell I'm forgetting the verse. This verse describes not Guru Lakshana. It's not the qualification of Guru, but it's Sishya Abhiman, the attitude of the disciple. Avidyova, Savidyova, Guru Eva Janardana, Margosto Vyapya Margosto, Guru Eva Paramgati. My Gurudev is Paramgati. He's always my goal, to please Him, to serve Him. Avidyova Savidyova, whether he knows or doesn't know, whether he knows Krishna or doesn't know Krishna, whether he knows Shastra or doesn't know Shastra, Guru Eva Janardana. He's God. How can you say that? I quoted this verse once to a friend of mine, Kurmarupa Prabhu, in Vrindavan. He's a little strong person. He said, nonsense. He said, how can you say that? I said, I'm not saying that. Shastra says that. But that's not Guru Lakshana. It's not that, oh, I'll take a Guru who knows Shastra, doesn't know Shastra, knows Krishna, doesn't know Krishna. Nonsense. But the attitude of the disciple is, avidyava, savidyava, Guru Eva Janardana. Whether he knows Krishna or doesn't know Krishna, whether he knows Shastra or doesn't know Shastra, he's God for me. How? Acharyamam vijanayam navamanye takarichit. Because he's given me mantra. He's given me Krishna. Margosto vyapya margosto. He may be situated on the proper path. He may not be situated on the proper path. But Guru Eva Paramgati. It's not Guru Lakshana. It's not the qualification of Guru, but it's the attitude of the disciple. I won't see any wrong in my Guru. Don't criticize the Guru. Marichi saw some fault in his Guru, his father, Lord Brahma. But with respect, he approached him in an appropriate, quiet place. Father, why are you doing like this? And that's another story, what happened then. But his sons, the 6 sons of Marichi, they laughed at Lord Brahma. They committed an offense. So the Satvata Tantra goes on. Dosha drisya dosavanshat tatra dosha phalam bhavet. Martya drisya kritam sarvam bhavet kunjara sochavat. If you see a fault in someone else, but to speak of your Guru, then you get that fault and you'll suffer from it. And all the endeavor, Martya Drisya Kritam Sarvam, if someone sees Martya Drisya, they see their Gurudev as an ordinary person. Sarvam Bhavet Kunjara Sochavat. then all of their devotional activities become useless. Sarva sadhana mukhya hi guru seva sadakrita yaya bhaktir bhagavati hyanjasa shat sukavaha. All the activities, all their sadhana. Out of all the different sadhana that we do, sarva sadhana mukhya hi. The mukhya is guru seva sadadrita. My guru seva. In one commentary, Jiva Goswami says that the disciple may not be able to chant his japa. No problem. But he should never give up his seva to his guru. And we saw that here. We heard that here in Bhubaneswar. Bhagavat, now Maharaj. Prabhupada told him, you do service, you be the temple president. He said, Prabhupada, I'm not qualified. He said so many things. And Prabhupada said, that's okay. And finally Bhagavat said, I'm not chanting my rounds. Prabhupada said, that's okay. You're working very hard. The most important thing, Guru Kripa Hi Kevalam. The most important thing is that we please our Gurudev. If you do that Guru Seva, Yaya Bhaktir Bhagavati Hyanjasa Shat Sukavaha, then very quickly you'll get Krishna. Tasmat Sarva Payatnena Guru Vag Udarena Vai Karya Saivai Tutat Sarva Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhani. And therefore, you should be very careful to always respect the words of Gurudev. Those words of Gurudev, they may be harsh words, they may be sweet words. Gurudev may slap you in the face, chastise you, but those words are very, very good because those words, Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhani, they nourish our bhakti to Krishna. So we should have all respect for Gurudev. We should be very, very careful never to disrespect Guru. I want to sing a few verses. This is from a poet named Sanatan Das, and I don't know who he was. I just know this much, that he was a Pajavali poet, probably around 500 years ago, because some of his songs are there in some older books like Padakalpa Turu and others. But he's definitely not Sanatan Goswami, because Sanatan Goswami, as far as we know, never wrote in Bengali. This is a Bengali song. So you're also qualified, especially I'm sitting in front of Gunarnava Prabhu. I'm shameless. So I'm going to sing this in my own tune, and you can chant Hare Krishna in response, because some of you may not be able to follow it. And the Mridanga is good. Ashraya Koriya Vandam Sri Guru Charan Jaha Hoite Mili Bhai Krishna Prema Dan Bolo Hare Krishna. Ashraya Kuriya Vandam. This is the purpose of Gurudev. He's Ashraya Datta. And therefore I'm offering my Vandana to the fact that he's giving me shelter. Sri Guru Charan, I'm taking shelter of Gurudev's feet. Because Jaha Hoite Mili by Krishna Prema Dana. By taking shelter of Gurudev's lotus feet, I'll get that treasure of Krishna Prem. Guru Rupa Dari Bolo Hare Krishna. Why has Gurudev come? Jivaranishtada Lagi Nanda Sutta Hari. He's Krishna, Nanda Sutta Hari, the direct son of Nanda Maharaj. Balaram Das, one Odia poet, has described that my Gurudev, he's not Lord Nrsingadev. He's directly the son of Krishna. Directly the son of Nanda Maharaj, directly Krishna. He's not Avatar. He's Avatari. And sometimes he acts like Lord Nrsingadev and he chastises. Sometimes he acts like Lord Varaha and he comes and cleans. But we should understand that Gurudev, Nanda Sutta Hari, he's directly the manifestation of Krishna, Bhuvane Prakasha Guru Rupa Dari. Krishna's come here to this place to manifest this form of Guru. And you should understand, Mahimaya Guru Krishna Eka Kori Jan Guru Agya Hriday Sabha Sacha Kori Man Bolo Hare Krishna. Mahimaya Guru Krishna Eka Kori Jan. How is Gurudev and Krishna one? How? They're one in Mahima, in glory. Guru Agya Hriday Sabha Sacha Koriman. And someone who has firm faith in the orders of Gurudev, that person is Sacha Koriman. He's living in a divine reality. Sacha Gyane Guru Vake Jahada Vishvas. Abhashata Hara Hoy Braja Bhumi Vas Bolo Hare Krishna. Satya Jnana Guru Vakya Jahara Bishvas. That person who has firm faith in the words of Gurudev, Avashata Hara Hoy Braja Bhumi Vas. That devotee is living in Vrindavan. He's not living in this place. Jada Prati Guru Deva Hana Padasan Kona Vigne Seho Nahi Hoya Avasan Bolo Hare Krishna. So what do you do with Guru? What is he? How do I worship him? Jada Prati Guru Deva Hana Pradasan. You should try to please him. We should work to please Guru. And if we do that, then Kona Vigne Seho Nahi Hoya Avasan. You won't have any troubles. Your life will be very, very peaceful. Krishna Rusta Hoile Guru Rake Bade Pade. Guru Rusta Hoile Krishna Rake Bade Nade Hare Krishna. Krishna Rushta Hoile. Maybe you make Krishna angry. No problem. Guru Raki Bari Pari. Gurudev can protect you. But Guru Rushta Hoile, you make Gurudev angry. Krishna Raki Bari Nare. Krishna can't protect you. This is Gurudev. Guru Mata Guru Pita Guru Hanapati. Guru Bina E Sansari Nahi Ada Gati. Hare Krishna. Guru Mata. Gurudev is my mother. He gave birth to me. Guru Pita. Gurudev is my father. My father feeds me. Gurudev feeds me by giving me Krishna Katha. Guru Hanapati. He's my pati. He's my Lord. Because I belong to him. Guru Bina E Sansari Nahi Aragati. There's no other way to become free from this material world other than taking shelter of Gurudev. So we should be very, very careful. Sadhu Sabadan. The sons of Marichi were exalted persons. And they saw something wrong in Lord Brahma. It was so wrong, Lord Brahma gave up his body for that. But they shouldn't see that. Don't see some fault in Gurudev. And the poet Sanatan Das describes, Guru ke manusya gyan nakoro kakan. Guru ninda kabu karne nakoro shravan bolo. Hare Krishna. Guru ke manusya gyan. Don't think that Gurudev's an ordinary person. Nakoro kakan. Don't even for one moment think like that. Guru ninda kabu karni nakoro shravan. Don't hear if someone criticizes your Gurudev. You should run from that place. Once I was in Mayapur. I went to see one disciple, Srila Prabhupada, sannyasi, who was very affectionate to me. I brought him one of Guru Maharaj's books, and I gave him. And he opened the book, and Guru Maharaj was saying something little strong about leaving ISKCON. And as soon as he read that, this sannyasi started speaking very harshly of Guru Maharaj. Nonsense. How can he say that? And I was very shocked. How he can speak like that in front of me? So I said, oh, Maharaj, I'm very sorry. I have something to do. Please excuse me. And I ran from that place. And I could see on his face, he understood, oh, I've done some offense. The next day, I'm standing talking to someone. All of a sudden, someone runs over and grabs my feet. And it was that sannyasi, Hare Krishna. We should never hear anything bad about our Gurudev. Guru nindu kera mukha kabu na haribe, jato hoya guru nindu tata na jaibe. Don't even look at the face of someone who criticizes Guru. Don't go to any place where Gurudev is criticized. Guru da brikriya jari. Jari means if you see Gurudev, Guru da brikriya. Brikriya means he's doing something wrong. Dekaha kakan. Don't see it. Don't see that thing. Tatapi avagya nahi koro kadachan. Don't ever disregard Gurudev. This is the fault of the sons of Marichi. They're great personalities. We see also here in Orissa, one great personality, Madhavananda Puri. Madhavananda Puri had two disciples, two famous disciples, Ramachandra Puri and Ishvara Puri. And Ramachandra Puri started preaching to his Gurudev, finding fault with his Gurudev. Gurudev, why are you crying? Brahmabhuta prasanatmana sochiti na kangsati. You should be sama, you should be equal to everyone. Don't lament. Think of Brahman. Madhavananda Puri said, get away from me. I don't want to see your face. But Ishvara Puri was cleaning his Gurudev's stool and urine. And he never saw any fault in his Gurudev. And Ishvara Puri was blessed by Madhavananda Puri. And by those blessings, Ishvara Puri had the most amazing disciple in all the three worlds, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whereas Ramachandra Puri just became a great nindak. So we should be careful how we're dealing with Gurudev. It's interesting to me also to touch on the history a little bit. These 6 sons of Marichi, because they laughed at their grandfather, Lord Brahma, who's Adi Guru in this universe, they had to take birth in demoniac families. But still, they were delivered by the mercy of a devotee named Devaki. They took birth as the 6 sons of Devaki. And Krishna later restored those sons to their mother and restored them to the position of devatas. And so from this we get a valuable lesson that if we offend Gurudev, what do we do? What if Gurudev's no longer present and you can't go to him and beg forgiveness? In this regard, there's several stories. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to South India, he traveled with one disciple named Kala Krishna Das. And Kala Krishna Das was a good brahmachari assistant, but at one point, the Bhattataris, these gypsy ladies, they allured him and took him away. And Mahaprabhu went and brought him back. And then when Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri, he rejected that devotee. He told the devotees, you send him wherever you want. So those devotees, Advaitacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and others, they were more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they sent Kala Krishna Das, they told him, you should go to Nabadweep and you should meet with Sachimata and you should tell her the stories of her Nimai's travels. And by doing that, Sachimata gave her full-hearted Asirvad, her blessings, to Kala Krishna Das. Now there's another story that Srila Prabhupada's dear friend and godbrother, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj tells. Sridhar Maharaj was once a temple president in one temple here in India. And there was one brahmachari who fell down with a woman. He had illicit relations. And so when Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, his Guru Maharaj, came to the temple, they made a report. Guru Maharaj, this brahmachari wearing saffron cloth, and he fell down. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta called for him and told him, you can go. You go wherever you want, but you can't stay here. And that brahmachari started crying. Oh, Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti said, hey, chalo, and sent him out. As soon as he left, the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta turned to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and he said, now go bring him back. And Sridhar Maharaj is a very good disciple. He said, Guru Maharaj, how can I do that? You have rejected him. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, just as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected Kala Krishna Das, but the devotees were more merciful. So, in the same way, Devaki, by having contact with Devaki in her womb, the 6 sons of Marichi were forgiven of their offense. So, if we commit some offense, even to Gurudev, then take hold of the lotus feet of Gurudev's disciples and cry, and never see anything bad in Guru. Always have the attitude that I'll do anything for Gurudev. In South India, Ramanujacharya is a very unusual person because he had several Diksha Gurus. Now, generally, we have one Guru, Diksha Guru, but he had different mantras that he got from Gostipurna and different persons. And one day, and Ramanuja later, on the order of his Guru, had his own disciples. And one day, Gostipurna, Ramanuja's Guru, came to visit him. When Ramanuja saw, oh, Guru Maharaj has come, he immediately fell down flat on the ground offering Dandavat pranams. Now, he wasn't wearing a shirt. It's common in South India, they wear some lungi, some cloth around their waist. And it was a very, very hot day, maybe 45, 50 degrees. You could cook a chapati on the ground. And he was laying down on the ground, and you could smell the burning flesh coming. Now, the tradition, at least at that time in Sri Sampradaya, was when you offer obeisances to Gurudev, you stay down on the ground until Gurudev gives some sign, some blessing, you can get up. So Gostipurna was standing there. He wasn't giving him permission to get up. And the burning flesh you could smell was coming from the body of Ramanuja. And Ramanuja's disciples were standing there. They're horrified. Guru Maharaj, he's suffering, but this is Param Gurudev. They're thinking, we'll do some offense. Finally, one of the devotees, one of the disciples of Ramanuja, couldn't tolerate it anymore. And he spoke up. He said, what are you doing? He chastised Gostipurna. Let him up. He's burning. And Gostipurna let Ramanuja up, and he smiled. He was very pleased. And Gostipurna, then he told Ramanuja, you keep this disciple close to you. This disciple should be your cook. He's a real Sat Sishya. He's ready even to do some aparad to his Param Gurudev to protect his Gurudev. So this is the attitude of the disciple. We'll do anything for Gurudev. But we should be very, very careful not to criticize. In this story with Ramanuja, we see some extraordinary example that the junior disciples chastising his Param Gurudev. But that's done out of Guru Bhakti, and there's no fault in that. But in general, we should be very, very careful. Sadhu, sabadan. Be very careful. Don't be overly intelligent. Don't try to interpret, if you have no good shastric pramana, try to interpret the mood of Gurudev or the words of Gurudev. And if Gurudev is doing something which seems like Guru Vikriya Jari Dekaha Kakan, you see him doing something which is Vikriya, some bad activity, some wrong thing. Don't see it. Don't see that thing. So these are some thoughts on this verse, purports of the Bhagavatam. I want to stop there. Maybe Bhakti Rupaprabhu has some correction or some comments, or some other devotees perhaps. Okay? Or anybody else has any questions or comments, anything? in the back. Prataparuda Prabhu, I think. I don't have my chashma. I can't ask Prataparuda.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice, wonderful class. I have only one question regarding the Saraswati. The Marichi, they have 6 sons. Marichi have son, no? Those are criticized the Brahma. But I am asking, the Brahma has 10 sons. They are all from his body. No, I can't. But Brahma has a wife.
Saraswati.
The wife name is somewhere mentioned Saraswati, somewhere mentioned is Savitri. And what happened? Any child from his wife? From Brahma?
From Saraswati. Or we know there's 9 sons, mental sons of Lord Brahma, and how Lord Shiva also came from his forehead. But I don't know any other. Maybe some other devotees know.
I am confused because if he has a wife,
he should have a son.
Thank you.
Thank you for.
Jai Madhavananda Prabhu ki.
Srila Prabhupada ke. Srila Gurudeva ke. Gaur Premanande. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Nanda Koti
Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Krishna Gaur Nitai Krishna Balaram Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Padita Pavan Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Gurudeva ki Padita Pavan Srila Gurudeva ki Jai Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jai Gurudev Jaya Srila Gurudev Jaya Jai Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jai Gurudev Jaya Srila Gurudev Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami, Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hari Hari Bol.